One of the core unity principles that we talk a lot here is the third principle that somehow acknowledges that everything that we are experiencing in our lives at some level is started with our thinking, our belief system, and so on. God as my point of reference, which is essentially the first principle. First principle says that God is the only power, the only presence active in the universe and in our lives, God the good, omnipotent. And when I was reflecting on my whole life and key moments where are really big. It was each time an opportunity to go back to that point of reference. How did I come to this core belief in my life? And today I would like to share about that and hopefully encourage you for some self-reflection as to what is your core belief and how you made it there. Gift that this whole Unity career has given me is the fact that it has provided me with the opportunity of teaching. And what happens is that when you and I want to teach and explain something, we need to learn it ourselves first, right? I believe that there is so much we can receive or get when we're sitting receiving, but when we take an active role in reading something, understanding something so that we may communicate it and help others, it takes another dimension. And what I've learned is that with that prayer meditation practice, a lot of things I have managed to accomplish just by doing that. There's a quote by Reverend Catherine Ponder. She is one of the stars of the Unity movement, a big prosperity teacher. And she says, I have never accomplished what I have accomplished in my life and career in terms of expansion of what her teachings and book writing and so on without prayer. She has this quote that says that prayer, I love it, is the hotline to successful living. Unity, for sure, is a practical path. You come to a Unity service and there's something there that you can apply in your everyday life. And the way we pray is very practical, right? We do affirmative prayer to manage our mind and our thinking patterns so that we open the way for all this good and all these divine ideas to flow through us. We create moments of silence so that we have access to all the knowledge, information, solutions that are there sitting in the mind of God. The aim and the culmination of our awakening, it's really about service. I am a strong believer in that. And when we get that element of service into our life experience, we stay balanced. Which brings me to the other point, how important it is to live in balance. And that, to me, has been the most challenging aspect, because in this modern lifestyle, we put so much emphasis on the doing and the having. And what I've come to understand is that it starts with the being. Being leads you to doing and then having. And this whole process has a name that was mentioned today earlier. It's called courage. We have the foundation to step on our strength and our courage in spite of our fear. Because you can be courageous and you can be facing tribulation, and it's not they're going to be like, oh, everything is cool, rosy and beautiful. No, you're still experiencing the human aspect. But that is what actually courage is all about. The definition of courage is the ability to do something that frightens one. Comes from the Latin, meaning being in the heart, to speak one's mind by telling one's heart. It's the strength in face of grief or pain. And strength is one of our 12 powers, right? It's one of the powers of the Christ. But somehow, somewhere, that courage gets nourished through our beingness. To be aware that the mind is something and the heart is something else, and that the heart is the doorway to God, and that we can only find meaning and stability when we honor that. Even if it means facing others who will not understand you, even if it means rocking other people's boats, but honoring yourself, because at the end of the day, your heart will never lead you astray. Your mind, but the heart will never do. It takes courage to stay present to that, but that's what we're doing here as part of our path.